Fuck. Alrighty. So, it's not Mark, it's John. Sorry about that. So, with everything that's going on in the world, Dad and I it's finding it really hard to film episodes together. So, I thought, well, I'm spending a lot more time in my garden. I'm trying to get my veggie garden sorted, which is kind of ironic because I'm not the greatest veggie gardener and my old man is. So, anyway, hopefully you can learn with me as I try not to fuck this all up. Ollie, come here. Good boy. So, I'm not going to be alone. Ollie dog here is going to join me. Look at the camera, say hi. Hi everybody. So anyway, Ollie's a boxer, from Mum and Dad's dogs, and he is a real little legend. It's a really smart little dog, so I won't be alone. First thing I want to get done is setting up a compost bin. So Lydia and I, my wife, has been really efficient with putting stuff in the greens bin every week. That gets picked up every fortnight. But given that we have a really nice backyard and a big garden, it would be good to reuse some of that compost. And so I went and picked up this compost bin from Bunnings. It was about 50 bucks. I'll show you through setting it up and my best guess of how it's best done. And you actually get to see my new lawnmower. I got a new lawnmower since the last time Dad used it. So, cool, let's get to it. So I've got this veggie garden. I used to have a fish pond in here. I've done my best to use the soil that's already here, but I'm mixing in some potting mix to try and boost it because it's very clay. So here in Adelaide, we're sitting on clay soil, so it can be a real pain in the ass. Keeps moisture well, but when it gets dry out, it just doesn't. So my plan of attack is I'll set up the compost bin next to the veggie garden just to make it ease of use, and also when I mow the lawn. And I'll keep digging this up and try and get this a little bit more aerated, a little bit better soil. It's already, I've put a few bags of potting mix through it already, so it's doing a lot better. So I'm thinking that this is a good spot, right next to the veggie garden for the compost bin. I'm gonna have to pull out some of these bricks and pull out this old wood. There used to be some bulbs in here, so I have to find them. But I think it's a good spot because it'll be out of the way of the traffic to the garden hose. Hey Ollie. Yeah, and it'll be right next to the garden bed. So when we want to compost, it'll be ready to go. Won't have to move it too far. Sounds like a win-win to me. What do you think, Ollie? It's great. Excuse me. How much space do we need, Ollie? Hey, watch out. Watch out. Nah. Nah. Leave it. Alright, so, Ollie, I reckon what we'll do, I've moved the garden bed back, haven't I? So what I'm going to do now is put the compost bin where I am currently, but just trying to figure out what to do with this big giant metal stake that's in the way. Turn it around, go like this, and use this as the edge of the garden bed. How's that look, Ollie? You don't care, do you? The stake still, that bit there worries me still. Alrighty. How's that look, Ollie? Good? All right, let's see if this fits. It's pretty good. I'm just not happy with that lean. There's a pipe there. Right there, Ollie. All right, so what do you think, Ollie? So we got it in place. It's a little bit closer than I'd like it here, but I mean, just don't tell the wife. Yeah, I'll probably be in the shit anyway. I haven't really actually told her about any of this. She knows about the veggie garden, but the compost bin. But long term, I think it's going to really benefit this garden because the soil isn't great, but if we can build up some compost, can't we, Ollie, with some grass clippings, and I really need to go through and prune the trees here and other stuff like that, it'll add a whole nother lot of quality to the soil. So my least favorite thing about having a dog is picking up dog shit, but if anybody knows and has a dog and you go and mow the lawn and you mow over the dog poo, don't you, Ollie? It goes everywhere. So this is actually a good time to remind you, don't put dog shit in your compost bin, because it's one of the things that you shouldn't. If you want to put some sort of feces or whatever from an animal, use get cow manure or horse poo. That works really well. Just don't use a dog or cat shit. I don't know why, but I read it on the internet and that seems reasonable. Don't you think, Ollie? Yeah, you can't. I know it smells like your poop, but you don't lick it. You could help out. Nope. You'll be glad to know I finally got a new lawnmower. If you remember back on the episode when I had my appendix out, Dad had to use my old one and it was a bit of a piece of shit. What an experience. So, anyway, here we go. For the compost. So from what I can read and what I've seen on YouTube, I'll put a link to a really good video down below. So you want two types of things for your compost bin. So you want dark and you want green. And so dark is any leaves that are dead, sticks like that. Green is like grass, clippings, etc., and fresh leaves. And then you also want some organic stuff like from inside. So you want food and stuff. As I went along, you would have seen I mixed the grass clippings and the leaves together, and it's not probably a perfect mix. The grass had a lot of dead leaves in it, so that was perfect. So with the food, you don't want to put any meat in there, just veggies and paper towel, that kind of things, tissues, and then all to help it break down. So that video that I put in the comments, the best way he described it was to make it like a lasagna. So you want your wet, your dry, and then your veggies, or vice versa in some order, just so you build up a layer throughout. For the start, I just kind of mixed them all together. I know that's probably not what he recommended, but I thought it seemed like a good idea. But going forward, I'm going to put grass, like dry, wet and then food and that kind of stuff. So. So the compost bin is in place, it's got stuff in there to start composting, and it's ready to go. I'll keep you guys updated over the next few months, and look, it's a pretty tough time, and I'm just trying to generate some content for the channel while we're all going through this, and hopefully it has given you a bit of a smile. This little guy is giving you a little bit of entertainment while you watch me do some mundane shit around the backyard. So, alright, gotta finish the front lawn. See you next time. Much better than the old one.